mean, we can cut it.
I guess we could edit.
We can make it start whenever we want.
Yeah, but I mean, it's definitely recording my voice now.
It sure is.
You put like a section at the end of every podcast with all the random clips and stuff that we took out. Just like, hey, why not, right? Did you just try to catch the Mountain Dew fizz on the audio?
Didn't really give me a good
I don't think it did anything. Yeah. I really don't want that chugging Mountain Dew noise to pick up. Ugh. Oh, don't stick the microphone to your neck for that. Jeez. All right, I guess you start us off. Oh, you think I was gonna do it? Hello, gamers.
What's up, guys? Welcome to the Off Kilter podcast.
Oh,
Why don't you go ahead and smash that bell? Smash the like button.
Why did you say smash the bell first?
Because that's what's most important. Drop a comment.
Drop a comment. I like. What? Smash that comment section.
Drop that bell icon.
Oh.
Anyway.
Yeah. This is what we're doing now, huh?
This is a podcast.
Yeah, I mean, I guess, two random Alabama boys just being like, you know what? Let's make a podcast.
That's totally what happened.
Yeah. I mean,
just like that.
It's not that far off. I mean, you were just kind of like, yo, want to do a podcast? And I was like, sure, I ain't got anything to do. I think that's what happened. Honestly, I don't really remember.
Close enough.
Yeah, what's your take on that, huh?
I don't know.
What do you mean you don't know? This is the entire point is we talk.
I mean, what's my take on a podcast? It's a podcast.
Yeah,
We talk on a podcast. What do you mean? What's your take on that?
Because it was so bad.
Just go back. What's your take on that?
I don't know. It's like, I don't know. Do you remember how this topic came up? I feel like it just kind of happened. It's like, you know what? Podcast.
Just the transition of what's your take on that?
I don't know. I don't know how to do transitions. You know that. I can barely speak as it is.
That's funny.
Who are we?
I think we're just gonna start again.
Yeah, we probably should.
Now we're starting.
Are we?
This is the Off Kilter podcast.
I'm
your host.
I was gonna be like where everything's just a little bit off.
That's too cheesy.
That's the point. I was going for that.
Dang.
Well, we screwed that one up already.
Anyway, this is episode 1 of Off Kilter podcast.
Yeah.
I don't know why I'm speaking like I'm an NPR radio host.
Well, maybe we should just keep these smooth talking voices up.
Anyway, this podcast is it's going to be a little bit of everything, right?
Yeah. I'd say whatever we come up with at the moment,
Yeah. I mean, we're both nerds, both play video games. Probably end up talking about our Christianity because we're both Christians, and that's important.
Yeah, I mean, it is, but I feel like it's going to come up organically. It's not like we're just like,
well, we're not going to
believe.
We're not Jehovah's Witnesses.
Yeah, yet, right? You never know what's going to happen 30 years down the line.
No offense to any Jehovah's Witnesses.
I mean, I've never been a big fan of white shirts. You guys can keep those. It's fine,
White shirts?
Yeah, they're collared white shirts and they're black ties.
I mean...
What's that called? Where they go
suit?
No! I mean where they go door to door and they're like, hey, you believe in God?
I think it's called going door to door.
I know... I don't need your It's... What? It's like a special form of witnessing or whatever. They're like, you just turned 18. Who needs college? Shoo.
Also, I'm going to apologize for my chair squeaking that you might hear throughout every episode of this podcast.
Yeah. He's always had that chair. It's been with him since birth at this point. Oh, my God. Well.
But yeah, I mean, we're going to talk about a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
Nerd culture, video games. Yeah.
Just our lives in general. Yeah. I mean, you got a lot of I'd say interesting, as far as what we've seen so far. I mean,
right.
I'm not like going to the club in Las Vegas getting high on a toilet with like Elvis. Like, no, Not that kind of interesting.
What does that even mean?
Then you die on a toilet.
Yeah, but you said I'm not going to a club in Las Vegas getting high on a toilet with Elvis.
I'd argue that's pretty interesting.
I mean,
Like,
I
you meet an
suppose.
old man, like, out in public, and, or, I mean, we don't drink, but, like, you go to a bar, and he's like, well, son, you want to hear my life story? That kind of thing, and he's, you know what I mean? Anyway.
All right.
I know you can't see that, but Wesley's face is very He's Wesley, by the way.
We haven't said our names.
How have we not said our names yet? Oh. Well, introduce yourself, guy whose name I already said.
That's a dog.
That is a dog. I don't think they can hear the dog.
No, probably not.
Yeah.
I'm Wesley. That's Garrett.
I am, in fact, Garrett.
All right, now that we got that out of the way.
Either way, he is he's got the least expressive face I've ever seen. Right? But he always, every once in a while, he'll throw out this face of, like, judgment when you say something stupid, and you just feel it in your core.
Judgment.
I have no other way to put that. And he gave me that face when I said the Elvis thing, and I was like, well, this is how I die.
I don't know about that.
That is pretty bad.
Do you want to tell the subway ghost story?
I mean, that'd be kind of interesting. I mean, it depends. Now, I'm not exactly a firm believer in ghosts, per se, but there's definitely something paranormal going on in this world. I don't know how else to put it.
That sounds very philosophical.
Yeah, I mean, you could call it whatever you want. Maybe in your world, God just likes to mess with you and, like, throw stuff over. He's like, hey, see that plunger? It fell on the ground. Scare you. Like, maybe he has a little bit of fun. Well, either way, there's a history of random stuff falling over at my job on Subway with absolutely zero reason whatsoever. Like, I'll walk in the bathroom. Like, I clean the bathrooms. I'm not a janitor, but it's a part of my job. Right? There'll be a plunger. I'll set the plunger standing up, and then no kidding, like 3 hours later, it'll be dead silent in the store. Nobody's been in that bathroom the entire time, and you just hear a loud bang! And you're just like, you hear somebody, like, jump, and you're just like, what the crap was that?
I'm pretty sure that's the plot to Annabelle.
What? Plungers falling?
Oh no, like it's like the plunger that moves when you're not in the room.
What?
It's like Annabelle.
It's like a weeping angel?
No, Annabelle.
Who's Annabelle?
The horror movie with the doll.
Oh, yeah,
the
yeah,
doll
yeah.
that like moves around. It's like, yeah.
Thought that was Chucky.
No, I mean that is Chucky, but
Yeah, that's
also Annabelle.
full disclosure. I've never seen Chucky.
I mean, me neither.
We're just talking about a movie we don't understand.
I've seen Annabelle.
I mean, yeah, but either way, things will open, things will close. There will be no rhyme or reason to it whatsoever. Like, we have an oven. Obviously, we cook bread, so there's an oven, right? The oven, if you open it, the door will swing open because of the way the hinges and gravity work, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I was on the other side of the store, sitting next to the only coworker that's in the building with me, and we hear, well, I don't know if that picked up, but it was like a super loud slapping sound, and the oven door just slammed shut on the other side of this door, and there's kind of that moment of, oh crap. Oh feces, what just happened? It's like, well, this is how I die. I guess, things are just gonna fall and kill
The
me.
cursed subway.
Exactly. Cursed. Yeah, you could just get a cursed image of this, like, take a picture of the store and it's just a cursed image, and this is it. It's just like, well, oh no.
I mean, I don't have any ghosts at my place of work, but I do work with children, so it's pretty close.
Well, I mean, that goes along the lines of them being less ghost and, like, children are demons, right?
Yeah,
Just,
I would say so.
yeah, it's just like they have no concept of social, what's the right word I'm thinking of here? Standards, I guess.
Right, sure.
They'll be
Me and
like,
my coworker the other day were talking about how, like, she's going to college to be a elementary teacher, and like how at schools kids like act so good, but like to their parents or to like us at work. I work at a gym, by the way, in childcare most of the time. So those kids don't care about you.
they'll take your lunch money.
They'll bully you. They'll make fun of you. Make you feel bad.
Yeah, they'll tell you your gains aren't worth anything.
Yeah. Yeah, sure. That's something they definitely say.
They can't even spell that word, but they use it.
Gains?
Yeah.
Or anything.
What, aren't they like 6?
My room is 4 to 13.
4 to 13. Yeah. Look, man, they don't teach people how to spell in school these days. You think so?
That dang Common Core.
Yeah, man, we need to go back to No Child Left Behind. Am I right?
I don't even really know what that was about.
Me either. Well, anyway, the kids, you were saying they're awful.
Oh yeah, definitely terrible. I mean, I don't want to rant too much about some of the kids, but another thing that happened at work recently was I'm playing with the kids and we're like throwing ball or something. It's like that's the kind of job I do. We just make sure no one dies and we play games. But anyway, but usually it's 2 people in a room. Like we have a room for the smaller kids, and then we have the room that I'm in, which is for the bigger kids. And with the bigger kids, I was playing a game, and then my coworker was like on the other side of the room at the table coloring or something. And then one of the kids come up to me and's like, the other teacher's crying.
She's sad.
And I'm like, what? This is not part of my job description.
I don't care for people.
And I like walk over there, and she like retreats to the bathroom, and I'm just like standing there confused. And she comes out of the bathroom and it's like, "Are you okay?" And she said, "Yeah," but nothing else happened. Well, turns out that one of the kids, like my coworker was a female, and one of the kids asked her about her boyfriend, and she showed the kid a picture of her boyfriend, and the kid goes, "Oh, he's fat, but it's okay because you're fat too."
Those kids are awful. I thought you were gonna say the kid was like, "Are you pregnant?" or something like that. That's even worse.
Oh, that's pretty bad. And like, but I didn't find that out till like days later. Nobody told me what happened at the time. I was confused that entire day.
Yeah, that's pretty good though. Like kids, my gosh, I never know what they're gonna say.
Yeah, the job really makes me not want kids.
Yeah. I feel like that's anybody that works in childcare.
Probably so.
I mean, they're just like, man, I see kids all day. Why would I want to have one at my house all day? You know what I mean? It's like,
I know. Kids are expensive, man.
They are. I mean,
like all the food they eat.
Yeah, I mean, I could be eating that food.
What was your favorite food as a kid?
Chicken nuggets, probably. Like, I mean, so was every kid.
Chicken
Right?
nuggets?
Almost every kid ate.
Like the Tyson chicken nuggets? Like
No, the ones the shaped ones, you know?
They're like dinosaurs?
I don't think they were dinosaurs.
I think I just ate like regular chicken nuggets.
Really? Oh, you had a sucky childhood.
I don't know. My favorite thing was like Velveeta cheesy shells.
Yeah, well.
It's like the superior mac and cheese.
I didn't really like mac and cheese growing up.
How did you not like mac and cheese?
What do you mean?
Everyone likes mac and cheese.
No, not everybody. Hey, I take offense to this. I was a texture eater, young man.
What does that even mean?
It means if something was squishy and slimy, I couldn't eat it. And mac and cheese was exactly that.
What about mashed potatoes?
Nope. Couldn't eat that either. I couldn't eat grits. I still don't eat grits, actually.
No, I don't eat grits. Grits are just like...
They're just like...
They don't taste like anything.
It's just like rice that's wet, I think. Like that's what it looks like.
Rice is so much better than grits, though. Grits is like if I was eating a swamp, but it didn't taste like anything.
I mean, what does a swamp taste like?
Grits.
What? I'm having to think about what just came out of your mouth.
What I just said makes complete sense.
Yeah, but that made me think of Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs trademark. That just like them going into a swamp and the water is just grits. It's just like
that sounds about right.
I mean, that'd be pretty accurate. I mean, grits are pretty musty. You know what I mean?
I know so many people that really like grits though.
But do they like it? It's kind of like how people like toast. Like toast.
It's like no, I disagree. Toast is amazing.
No, it's just a delivery system.
No.
You can't just eat butter, so people put it on toast.
I can eat just butter.
Don't say that, please. Butter is not meant to be eaten by itself.
But you could.
You should not. I've tried it.
Okay, but more importantly, toast by itself is good.
It can be good. Okay, are we talking like crunchy toast or like kind of softly toasted?
I'm thinking like
Black.
got a little crisp exterior with the fluffy interior,
Oh,
just like the perfect French fry.
what? Actually, yeah, I get what you're saying. I know growing up. Well, this was growing up like I'm old. I know when my brother was young, my dad had exactly zero experience cooking anything. Like this man could not cook, so he would constantly burn the cheese toast he made for my brother. And because of that, my brother was convinced that cheese toast was supposed to be black and that the black parts of the cheese toast was extra cheese.
Wow,
He would
that is a sad childhood.
My dad would legitimately tell it. My brother was like, "What's the black stuff on the toast?" He was like, "It's extra cheese, son."
How do you like cheese toast is not hard.
I don't know.
How do you? I mean, I get messing it up like once.
Well, he has bad ears. Like he can't hear high pitched stuff, so I think he legitimately couldn't hear the toaster go off. So
I thought you were gonna like say. I imagined him cooking the toast in a pan, right?
Oh no.
And I was like, where does ears fall into this? Like he couldn't hear the toast sizzling and know that it was burnt.
That sizzle is too quiet.
It's the audio cue that tells you when the toast is perfectly cooked.
Yeah, it's like a video game. It's just like ding, toast is done.
I do not understand.
I don't either. But well, he cooked it in a toaster oven.
That
Yeah.
makes sense.
Yeah, that makes a lot more sense. Am I being picked up?
Yeah, you are. I think you're just pretty quiet.
Am I pretty quiet?
Yeah.
Well, I hope it's heard everything I've been saying, because otherwise this could be awkward.
I can turn the gain up in post.
Okay.
Or like,
well,
we'll find
post.
out.
What's that?
We'll find out.
Everything here is recorded live, straight to the.
It is live.
Straight to YouTube with a live audience, right? Yeah.
Way to convince them.
Yeah, they 100% believe that. Ugh.
Live audience with these 2 subscribers.
All 2 of them. One of them's probably your dad.
I mean, if my dad finds out about it, he's definitely going to be in the comments going, "Good job, fellow."
You got it, son. Oh.
Did they hit that Discord notification?
I don't think they did.
Who
They better
knows?
not. Well,
Childhood stories.
well, that kind of feeds into the toast thing, does it not? Oop, crap! Kick the mic.
Transition.
Segue.
Segue.
Sponsored by childhood.
What?
What? Do you miss the days when you were young? That's what my grandpa used to say.
Sounds like a.
Yes, I realize what commercial that sounds like. And let's
male testosterone.
This
booster.
is a PJ
pajamas 13.
This is a podcast for 13-year-old pajamas. Never mind.
Edit that out.
Edit it out, Danny.
Dang it, Daddy.
Are we gonna create the story of a fake editor named
You're not
Danny?
supposed to tell them.
No, shh. They'll never know. Danny, edit that out.
Daddy.
You'll never know. I mean, I'd say like young childhood for me was pretty average. I know that somehow my mom, like I was your average rambunctious child because I couldn't think of a better word, and rambunctious sounded long and intelligent.
Right.
I did my fair share of weird things as a kid.
Oh, for sure.
Like, somehow at 2 years old, I jumped out of my crib, stripped naked, and ran around the neighborhood.
As one does.
Yeah.
As one does.
Did I ever tell you that?
I don't know.
Yeah, they lost me for like 2 hours.
Oh.
And then I walked back up the driveway, and they're like, there he is.
I think I, like, peed on my dad's leg when I was, like, a toddler.
I feel like we've all done that, right?
I mean...
Boys, anyway.
Boys will be boys.
I feel like that's a rite of passage. You know, you gotta pee on your dad's leg to prove yourself as a man.
Anyway. I also have been told that when I was younger, like, in my single digits, that there was a big ice cream cone-shaped trash can. And I thought it'd be a great idea to just lick it, you know, because it's ice cream.
Yeah, of course, right?
And then my brother, I don't know if this was the same day or a different day, but there was we were at a restaurant and there were fries sitting on someone's table that they just left them there. So My brother's not gonna waste a fries, so he just goes to town on these fries that people just left at their table.
Yeah, of course, right?
I mean, it makes perfect sense to me.
There's a restaurant. I think it's either Logan's or like something in that, like a Roadhouse kind of place.
Yeah.
Where they give you
the peanuts on the floor.
Yes.
Yeah.
Have I told you this?
I don't know.
Okay. Well, apparently when I was younger, they took me there like once or twice. So that from like that moment on till I was like 7, if I saw peanuts in a restaurant, I'd pick them up and just like throw them on the floor and crush them. So we go to Five Guys.
I bet they loved that.
Oh yeah, they hated it. I'd go into Five Guys, I'd pick up a peanut and just like, ooh, peanut, throw it on the floor and crush it.
The
and be
employees
like,
looking at you in disgust.
My mom would make me pick it up. She's not that bad, but you know, it's just...
I heard somewhere that like Logan's has to like pay a fine to allow people to do that, like have peanuts all over the floor.
Really? Is that
Yeah.
like a health hazard, I guess?
Either that or like
Not-
either health hazard or like health hazard from not cleaning or something.
Maybe it's like a...
I heard that somewhere. That might don't hold me accountable for that quote.
Well, I feel like if you have a peanut allergy, you should stay away from Logan's.
I think that's a safe bet.
That's a safe bet. Maybe even if you're allergic to walnuts, because I mean...
wonder like just like because there's so many peanuts around, if you just like walked in there, would they like immediately start having an anaphylactic attack or
They
something?
might just breathe and like inflate like a
Right.
balloon. Yeah, just like... As you can see, I clearly know a lot about how anaphylaxis works.
Yes. 2 doctors, yes.
Dr. Wesley and Dr. Scrivener. How about that?
That's my last name, by the way.
You have been doxxed.
Oh no. The 2 people listening are gonna dox us.
Yeah, it's like your dad's like, I got his last name now.
No, Dad, please.
No. How did he know? But I've done a lot of weird things like that, you know, from crushing peanuts on every single floor I could find. You know,
Some of my best childhood stories involve that I used to be a really bad sleepwalker.
oh no.
And part of the reason that we have a ton of blocks on our doors now is because what my mom was scared that I would walk out into the street.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
Is that so? When I came into your house and you told me you had the 2 locks on the doors, it's because you would escape, not because you didn't want people to break in.
The front door has like 4 locks on the door.
Why? I feel like that's more paranoia than anything. You know, just like they might break in. Better put 4 locks.
No, that was so I didn't get out.
He doesn't have that much deftness when he's moving his hands at night.
Deafness?
Yeah, like DEFT.
I'm not following.
It's like a maneuverability in the hands or something like that.
dexterous?
No, it's the same thing.
Okay.
Yeah, it is.
Anyway,
Yo, don't make fun of me.
so like my normal sleepwalking routine, because like when I was
Sleepwalking
in
routine.
my like early teens, I would sleepwalk almost every night. So I would get up and my dad would find me sleepwalking and like lead me to the bathroom and let me use the bathroom, and then I would sleepwalk back to bed.
That's kind of creepy.
I don't know why, but that's just how it was. So one time, this was our normal routine, but my dad noticed that I didn't use the bathroom. And he also noticed that when he found me, I was exiting the living room. And so he goes in the living room, and lo and behold, I had peed on the couch.
Just straight on the couch?
Just straight on the couch. I don't know what my sleepwalking brain was thinking.
Just like, cushions.
I have no idea.
How do
I
you-
also used to talk in my sleep. Like, I remember my parents telling me that I would go in the room and like start asking them random questions or like asking them math questions, and I don't know how to feel about that.
Ma, I need help on my pre-algebra exam.
The worst episode my brother ever had was
Wait, he did this too?
no, he didn't sleepwalk, but one time he sleep talked, and it was very memorable.
Oh.
So we were at our Momo's house, and like earlier, Garrett mentioned that we're in Alabama, so our grandparents very southern. So we're in the country, and my brother and I are like both laying down to sleep, and my brother was asleep. My Momo didn't know this at the time,
Oh.
but my brother was like, "Momo, I want a bologna sandwich."
Oh no.
And he kept like saying that he wanted multiple bologna sandwiches. And my mom, being the Southern grandma, she's like, "All right, sweetie, I'm gonna make you some bologna sandwiches." And then and then he was like, "Mama, I want to drive the tractor." And my mom was like, "What?"
So, like, did he ever get like really weird? Because I feel like the bologna sandwich thing and then the tractor's already kind of weird. But was he just like, "Mama, I want a skibidi bop bop" or something more like a random noise?
The bologna sandwich was completely normal. Like,
Does that like? Or are we gonna say his name?
um,
I feel like that's all Smitty ever eats. Why did I choose that?
Smitty,
I was
yeah.
Smithy or
You're
Smith,
saying my brother.
but he's not my brother.
I know, but my brother.
Well, we both have brothers. This could get confusing.
Well, Garrett's brother and Wesley's brother are different
Are
people.
so we're gonna have like a proper noun game where it's like every time there's a story, Garrett's brother.
I mean, better than Smitty.
You got a problem with Smitty Werbenjurger Man Jackson?
Doug Dibadome.
As you can tell, we know a lot of cartoons from when the prime time was, not all these new age,
All these newfangled
all the-
left wing.
these left wing cartoons. What's that? No, wait, never mind.
What?
That would have to be a Danny edit that out moment. Let's
Oh no,
yeah.
Daddy, please.
Daddy, no. Daddy, did you know? Please don't.
Daddy DeVito.
Danny DeVito. Yes, our editor's Danny DeVito.
Yes. Anyway, my worst sleepwalking story. I saved the best for last.
Always.
This was in high school. This was like one of my last sleepwalking episodes.
Was this like 10th grade or like 9th?
Sophomore
That
year
would-
or junior year.
That would be 10th grade, yeah.
Look. Anyway, so I had this like a ton of science homework due the next day, and I stayed up till like midnight ish doing this homework, and like I was pretty stressed out about it because I didn't get it finished, and so I knew I would have to like push myself in the morning like the periods before to get it done.
Question.
And, like,
Was this the homework we got in 10th grade for science? The one that was like, you guys have a test tomorrow. Let's give you 150 questions.
I think yeah.
Oh, yeah, we don't like her.
Okay, but anyway, so I had this homework, and I like was stressing about it and like did a ton of work on it that night and still didn't finish. So I knew I'd have to finish in the morning. So I guess this affected my brain when I went to sleep. And so now I'm going to give you a little backstory on what my morning routine looked like for most of high school,
Oh, I remember.
or at least while I was riding the bus. So I would get up, like I had to get on the bus at like 7:10, and I would get up at like 6-ish or to 6:30. And so when Wesley is not having a lot of sleep and has to get in the shower early in the morning, I sleep in the shower. And I know what you're thinking. It's not that I like doze off and have to catch myself. It is like I step in the shower and then I teleport 30 minutes to an hour in the future.
It is amazing. This has happened so many times when I've asked him to go somewhere. Like we go to like we had something planned for the morning, like last year or something like that, and he was like, "All right, I woke up. I'm gonna get my shower and I'm gonna head over there." And it's like 2 hours later, and he's like, "I woke up," and I was like, "What? What do you mean you woke up?"
It is a terrifying power. Like it's
Power? That's a curse.
Okay, whatever it is. I step in the shower. Literally, I get under the hot water, and then boom, my hands are pruny, and it's 30 minutes in the future. And like, so whenever this would happen in the morning, every time it would happen, I would realize that I just teleported, and that
Teleport.
I might be late because I don't really know exactly how much time passed every time this happened. So that would happen. I'd be immediately panicked, and my heart would start racing, and I'd be like, "Oh, I'm gonna miss the bus." And so back to the story of a bunch of science homework. I laid down. There was a bunch of yeah.
Yeah, I remember this one.
Okay, I laid down after doing all the science homework, and then I wake up in the shower, and thinking back, I don't really remember me getting up and going to the shower. But at the time, I really wasn't thinking about it because, like I said, I was in panic mode because I'm gonna miss the bus, and so I rip open the shower curtains and look at the towel hook, and my necklace is on it. And then I look at the counter in the bathroom, and my earbuds are on the counter. And I think, that's a little strange. But I'm still in panic mode. I'm still drying off and running to my room, and then I run to my room and look at my alarm clock. 3 a.m.
You're like, oh crap, I'm gonna miss the bus in 4 hours.
and that's basically my sleepwalking saga.
I thought your mom like asked you why you were awake or something, right?
Well, no, my dad. It might have been like closer to 4 a.m. because my dad used to do rotating shifts, and he would leave for work at like 4:30.
Yeah.
But I also, after that happened, I decided to go ahead and finish my science homework.
And then you did it with a good 3-hour nap, right?
Mm-hmm.
But you see, this stuff never quite happened like that again because our friend here, Wesley, likes to decide that, you know what, 12 a.m., that's a terrible time to go to sleep. I'm going to go to bed at like 5 in the morning every day.
Well, now I'm out of high school.
That doesn't count. You were doing that in senior year. You go to bed at like 3 a.m., wake up at 7.
That wasn't every night, though.
It was almost every night.
That was a lot of nights. I was not good at being on time senior year. I was quite done with high school.
Yeah. Oh, dude, it was great. Because we were band kids, right? So, well, I don't know why I said it like that. You would know that. We had a band class first thing in the morning, and we had a instructor who very much liked people to get, as in his words, sit down in your chair the moment the time started. Except he didn't talk like that, but that's not the point.
He was a Cuban man.
Yeah, he was not very. Well, if I do a Cuban accent, it might be a little racist.
Well, he didn't have a thick Cuban accent. It was pretty American.
He was like Florida. That's where he sounded like he was from. Yeah. I guess. Yeah.
Yeah. Just like the standard
Floridian.
Like vanilla American accent.
No, that's more like Ohio. You know.
I don't know.
I think Midwest when you say standard American accent.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, because they don't sound like anything.
We were in band.
Long story short, Cubano band director who very aggressively did not like people showing up late, and there was 3 people that like to show up late often, and one of them was our friend here, Wesley.
Yeah, there was a lot of tension about. I mean,
tension, huh? That's how you're gonna put it.
I mean, like, I really... And it's not like I was being late just to spite the guy. Like, I was really trying. Like, I would try so hard.
We had to be at school at 7:45, and he'd drive up at 7:50 like every other day.
Okay. No.
Yes.
It's like I would walk in at 7:51. And we didn't have to be there at 7:45. The first bell rang at 7:45.
Yeah.
The tardy bell rang at 7:50.
And it's like, at that point... Does it... No, it keeps going.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry. I had a loud noise in the house. But yeah, it's just like he was very, very stern with his...
That's a good word.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't say what I wanted to say because that's not being truthful if we say stern. But, you know.
That's pretty close.
He's, yeah, whatever, right?
Very particular.
Very stringent.
Stringent. A very good vocabulary word.
I think that's what that means.
I have no idea.
Let's just pretend it was. Anyway. Danny, put that on screen, Danny. No,
It almost sounded like Rick.
Rick?
Rick.
Like Rick and
Yeah.
Bubba? Okay.
No, Rick and Morty.
No.
Rick like Rick and Bubba.
Okay, we're doing like a talk show kind of thing. So if you say Rick, I'm gonna think Rick and Bubba. I'm not gonna be like, hey, Morty.
I know you watch Rick and Morty. I figured you would.
But that's not what he sounds like.
I said you almost sounded like Rick, and then you're like, oh, Rick and Bubba.
That should be new Rick and Morty season, but Southern. It's like, it's not Rick and Morty, it's Rick and Bubba. Fred.
Rick and Bubba, Rick and Morty crossover.
Battle of the Ricks. Anyway, band. I got complete.
I was late.
Yeah, so Wesley was always late, and then we had a lot of interesting people in that band program. I'd say.
I feel like any band would have a lot of interesting characters.
Well, yeah. I mean, I feel like a lot of band is just like a lot of the kids that don't fit in anywhere else.
I'd say that's fair.
It's like half true, half not. You got the kids that are like semi-popular, Like, I genuinely think if you and I hadn't been banned, we probably would have found another group. That's just the way we are. We get along with people, or I do at least.
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty. If I want to get along with people, I'm usually pretty. I can slot in.
Yeah.
You know.
I kind of get along with everybody. I've yet to. There's like one person that I still don't like.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really have anybody that I have any outstanding grudges or like deep-seated loathing.
Yeah.
I'm usually pretty likable, pretty funny guy, most would say.
I mean, he's had his moments from over the time I've known him. Those are still some pretty good stories that'll be shared with another day.
I don't know what that means.
Oh, you'll figure it out. Anyway, but point being, there was a lot of kids that you probably see in there, and you'd be like, "Wow, these people are weird."
Yeah, I'd say out of the major like school groups, band has the most weirdos.
Yeah,
I mean, besides like the
choir.
Choir has a lot of the cool kids though.
Yeah, but a lot of there's the cool kids, and then there's like the ones that are trying to be cool. You know what I mean? Yeah, they're like, if I can sing, people will like me, and then it just doesn't work.
Yeah, I would say like you have those people in choir, and then you have a lot of the straight up popular kids in choir, and band you don't really have as many of like your top dog tier list, like S tier popular people.
S tier. I feel like you and I feel like we were like a solid B. Or
I'd
like
say B tier,
or like B
C
plus. No, maybe B plus.
B plus.
I think a lot of
people.
people.
I'm just B.
Okay, well, it sounds like I'm
B
tooting my own
tier.
horn. A lot of people knew me, and a lot of people got along with me, but I wasn't popular. You know what I mean?
People knew I was the guy with the hair.
Yeah.
And that was about it.
For those of you at home, Wesley is a white dude with a huge afro. Like,
yes.
if he excuse me, if he picked it out, it would probably be like 17 inches long.
Probably.
Like, genuinely. He has a lot of hair on that head of his.
If I straightened it, it would be longer or just as long as most girls' hair.
Yeah, it is very curly. It's kind of interesting. He's like a poodle.
Yes.
Yeah.
Except I don't have hair all over my body. Just on
That
my
we
head.
know of. Point being, there is a lot of interesting people. Like, I know, okay, how do we... I feel like we can say names here as long as we don't give last names about these people, because we probably aren't going to talk about them more than like twice.
I mean, I'll let it be Danny's call.
Yeah. We'll figure. Danny will figure it out in post. Like, if we say something too particular about that person, we'll edit it out and put like a
voiceover.
Yeah, it'll be like Frick or something, you know. Yeah.
Take your time.
Who do we start with? That's the interesting thing, because you got.
I don't know. I don't
we
really
have-
know where you're going with this.
We had an anarchist.
Oh, that's true. True.
We had a very, very staunch anarchist.
I thought, like, he turned to like, we were walking in line, and he turns to a camera and goes, "Taxation is theft." And I'm like, haha, nice one. Like, I think he's joking, and he's like, no, seriously.
Taxation is theft.
He's like,
You talk to
I'm
this
an
kid.
anarchist.
You're like, this kid is genuine with what he's saying.
I'm like, what if somebody, like, murders someone, and he's like, you just get other people to murder them back? And I'm like, what?
I'm not going to say his name because I feel like this is very,
that's pretty particular.
It's pretty personal about his beliefs. If you talk to him, you know who he is. Either way, I grew up with this kid. Like, he was in the Boy Scouts with me.
Yeah,
right?
The dang Boy Scouts.
Yeah, him and his
Scouts
dad.
of America.
His dad was the scout leader. I don't know what happened because his son is not, like, handy or manly in any way whatsoever. No offense to this kid.
Right.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
You don't have to be manly.
You don't have to be manly to be a
Fight the
man.
societal standard.
Exactly. Dress up like a woman if you want. But but this guy, his dad was the Boy Scout leader. I don't think he could. He's dead. Yes. His dad was a Boy Scout leader. I don't think he could tie a knot, like even that, like your shoes kind of way.
Oh.
Yeah, it's like it's the anarchist thinking. It's like I can make somebody else do it for me or something. I don't know. Point being, this kid's a little fruity. He's a little weird.
Strange child.
I remember his weird thing where it was like we were in the marching band too, right? And if we weren't competitive, but occasionally we'd take part in basically competitions.
Yeah.
They weren't like scored, but it's what they were.
Yeah, it was like showcases, quote unquote.
Yeah. This kid, and I think you remember this, he would, it's a guy. Look, if it's your thing, I don't care. It was kind of weird that he always showed up with eyeliner. Just a little weird, right? Yeah.
I don't remember that.
he would do this every single time. I don't know if it picked that up. If it does, we'll edit it
Here,
out.
hold on. I'm gonna.
What?
That's so I'll know where to go to edit. I mean, where Danny will know.
Or Danny will edit.
Danny will know where to go.
Danny will know where to look. Point being, look, if that's your thing, I don't care. It was just weird because it was this one specific kid.
And like only that one.
Yeah, like
a couple times.
if he's emo, that's cool. This kid wasn't emo. He just thought it was cool, and of course, you know.
I mean, you ever seen Gara of the Sand?
What?
Gara of the Sand?
What is that like?
You know the Naruto character?
Okay, I was about to
Uses
ask if
the
that was a
sand.
Naruto character.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the guy
Uses
with
the
the
sand.
hair, the red hair.
Yeah, the red hair has like super eyeliner.
Oh, I thought those were scars.
No, like the black around his eyes.
Oh yeah, yeah.
It-
See, whenever I think of Naruto,
Well, it's not. It doesn't say that it's eyeliner in the show. But
it's pretty much.
it's
what it
pretty
is.
much eyeliner.
Yeah. Yeah.
I love that show.
Yeah.
That was like that's my childhood jam right there. The Naruto, SpongeBob, Avatar: The Last Airbender stuff.
I was a Teen Titans kid.
I liked Teen Titans. I was never my main jam, but the original is way better than Teen Titans Go.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Teen Titans Go was awful. But dude, I loved Teen Titans. You're gonna laugh at me for this. Beyblade.
Oh no.
Yeah, I was 7. It's fine.
That's sad.
I liked it because it came on, and that was the only thing that was decent at that time slot.
I never got into Beyblade.
What about Steve Irwin?
Nope.
You didn't like the Crocodile Hunter?
I
Wow.
vaguely knew what it was. I was never like
Oh.
super aware of it.
To be fair, you said you rode the bus at 7:10 every day. That would come on at 7 on like Animal Planet.
Well, I only rode the bus in high school. My first.
Well, I guess you could walk
2
to school in
years.
middle school, couldn't you?
No, I was car rider elementary and middle school. I could have walked
Yeah.
to elementary and middle, but my mom didn't want me getting kidnapped.
I mean, that's we're in your neighborhood right now, and I understand that sentiment. That's
Yeah. I mean, my neighborhood's gotten better since when I was a kid, and especially when my brother was a kid.
yeah, but that doesn't mean like I think even as I'm not a very built man, right? I'm probably average. I'm like 5'8", something like that. You know, I make up with my height for personality. You know, that's exactly how my body works. Point being, I'm genuinely scared. I could probably get kidnapped in this neighborhood.
I mean, I'm not gonna say it couldn't happen.
Yeah. They'd be like, "Oh, look at him. He's 5'8". Let's snatch that boy." They might, like, genuinely.
I mean, it's like 2 or 3 guys. They're probably like, "Oh, we could take him."
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Easily, right? And are you my height? Or are you like about?
I
think we're about the
We're
same.
either the same or like 1 inch difference.
Yeah. Yeah. 1 inch matters, but you know, like.
Danny, edit that out.
If you ever hear a clap, that means we edited something out. I mean, Danny edited something out.
Danny
Dang it.
edited it. Dang it, Danny.
Yeah, how did you fail us?
Anyway, Naruto's a good show.
Yeah, Sasuke is really cool. there's a we were
It's the German opening.
were we juniors or seniors?
I don't know.
When did we have
It wasn't seniors.
It was juniors.
Juniors, because we had the chamber class.
Yeah.
That
yeah.
was awesome. That chamber class was so much fun.
Yeah, we were supposed to be practicing music, but what we would do is we would go into like a practice room.
We would either leave and go to Dollar General and get Mountain Dews and like snacks and stuff and come back.
Yeah, I was the
Or-
lookout.
Or we also, this operation got unfortunately shut down, but we used to go in the back practice rooms, turn off the lights, and hang up a bed sheet. And one of our friends brought a small projector, and we were watching One Punch Man.
Yeah.
in the
Oh yeah,
back,
that was
or
great.
playing Nintendo Switch off the projector.
Yeah, we were playing Smash Brothers because we're teen boys. That's like,
Yeah.
or we were teen
That's what
boys.
everyone was doing. Literally, I felt like most people had a Switch and like, bro, you want to play some Smash Brothers? Like,
Yeah, and I'm not bragging here, but I was pretty good.
it's true.
Yeah,
I mean,
I usually won.
Smash Bros. Ultimate was like the first Smash Bros. I played for any considerable length of time.
That was the Wii U one, right?
No, I thought Ultimate was the Switch one.
I'm terrible with names.
Whatever. I'm pretty sure it's Ultimate.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, you're right. Sorry.
Yeah, the Switch one is the only one that I've ever played any decent length of time. My fighting game of choice was always Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, he's been playing that since he was like 7.
It was my first M-rated game. I was like, bro, this guy just ripped out his skeleton.
Which, no offense to your family, I feel like that's not what you should let a 7-year-old play.
I was like 10.
Oh, okay,
but
my bad. I thought you were 7. That's why I was like, dude.
I was like 10, and like to be fair, they didn't buy it for me. One of my friends, like my older friends, he wasn't like buddy friends. Like one of the our family friends, I guess I should say, gave me Mortal Kombat Deadly Alliance, and because I played PS2, and like I don't know, that was my first M-rated game. It was pretty awesome.
Did your dad walk in and was just like, "What are you doing?"
As a kid, though,
Sorry,
I could never beat the ladder. Like every Mortal Kombat game has a ladder.
Yeah.
And as a kid, I don't know if I could do it now. I probably could, but like as a kid, that thing was impossible.
Oh yeah, dude, I have never been good at those kind of like arcade style fighting games.
I've always loved Mortal Kombat, and usually like I'm not super into them, but when like the new one comes out, I'll grind it for a couple months and be like competitive, and then I'll just stop.
Yeah, that's pretty accurate. That's kind of how I get with a lot of video games. You know, like I find one and I get obsessed with it for a little bit.
That's how I am in life.
I know, it's kind of disturbing.
Like any hobby, the only things that I've really stuck with, like as far as hobbies go, are like music and video games.
Well, what about?
But even with video games and music, I've had like different phases. But like for instance, I would get really into skateboarding and be like all about skateboarding, and then a couple months later, I don't care about skateboarding, or I'd be really into taekwondo, all about taekwondo.
When did you do taekwondo? Wait, what was this?
This was like it was elementary school. It was
Oh,
like
okay. I was
3rd or 4th grade.
If it was middle school, I would have made so much fun of you. Like,
bro, I was deadly.
I was deadly. Oh, you could probably kill me right now if you wanted to. Like, I believe that.
The redheaded trombone player and baritone player took taekwondo with me, and I.
Oh, you talking? Oh, you Chunky?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I didn't know, like, we weren't friends in taekwondo, but like once I was in high school, me and my dad were like looking through old pictures, and like we saw him. It's like that's that guy.
Yeah. Oh,
It's
dude.
pretty funny.
There's so many things. Like, you know this story because the person I'm about to describe and not directly say their name. It was the
You can use a fake name.
I'm terrible at fake names. You knew that. No, I was gonna say like Benjamin. I don't know.
Steven.
Well, it's a girl.
Oh, Stevie.
Stevie was a small, half Mexican girl, right? And Stevie apparently, like, I played jazz in middle school too. Like, we were both jazz players.
Yeah.
I enjoy the craft.
Yes.
But
jazz is awesome.
Point being, apparently she was in this middle school jazz band with me, and I have absolutely zero memory of it. And she shows me the same picture, like every time she mentions it, she's like, "I have a picture. You were standing right next to me."
I was there too.
Yeah, but did you remember her?
Yeah.
I have no memory of her. Stevie.
Yeah. Stevie. Yeah, I remember her.
Oh yeah.
It just occurred to me that we haven't really talked about music besides band.
I mean, I don't really do much music now. I practice guitar and that's about it. And if I do that,
right. Whereas me, music is like my life choice.
Link in description.
Check out my music channel. Yeah, link in description.
Are you actually gonna is Danny actually gonna put the link in the description?
He absolutely is. Especially since W.A.S. is the guy who's going to make the intro music and outro music.
I mean, I can help.
Sure.
If you need some screaming lyrics in the start.
Right.
Yeah! You know.
But yeah, music is like what I'm going to do with my life. I don't really play much trumpet anymore. That's what both of our main instruments were throughout middle school and high school.
Speaking of which, he was first year. Because he's so cool.
Like every year.
Hey. Just saying, the final year, I ended up 3rd.
Very impressive numbers.
I know. Yeah. 3rd out of 26 is pretty good.
If you ever want to send us your trumpet playing questions, the podcast is open.
We'll read them on air. in front of a live audience.
Live studio audience.
And don't worry, Danny can edit live
Oh yeah,
because there's a 10-second delay.
he's very talented. But yeah, guitar is like what I do now. I'm going to school for musical audio engineering mainly, and so that's fun. That's my life choice.
Oh yeah,
Garrett's going for.
I'm gonna go for psychology actually.
Psychology.
But jokes aside, that was all. That was an inside joke. Sorry. The point being, I've always found the human mind kind of interesting, and like I like the way people can get assistance for what they need. You know, it's like maybe you've gone through like a traumatic event or something, and I want to actually be able to help people when it comes to that.
Yeah. I mean, I feel the same way about music. My dream obviously would be like the childhood. I have a band that's super successful, and I get to travel and play.
You want to be Jackson 5?
No.
You know?
But as long as like I'm making people happy with the music I'm either working on or producing or recording, whatever I end up doing, I feel like that'll be pretty good.
Yeah. I mean, as long as you follow your dream and you get what you want out of it, that's what's important in life.
I want that stitched on a pillow.
You can be one of those white moms that's like live, laugh, love, or whatever it is.
Yeah. I mean, my goal is to just make music and be able to live a comfortable life. I don't care if I'm like have a ton of excess money or anything. As long as I'm living comfortably and like doing what I can / want to do.
Exactly. Yeah.
I feel like that'll be pretty good.
I mean,
obviously if like wherever God's will takes me, then I'm willing to change my course.
You sound like you're gonna die when you put it like that.
I'm not gonna die.
No, I don't have
that I know of.
Yeah.
But like, I don't want to be like I'm set in my ways. I'm gonna do what I want. Because as a Christian, that's number one. But as far as where I see my life right now.
Yeah. I get what you mean. You know. Yeah. I think the people at home understand.
No plans to die.
Yeah.
In the near future.
Not yet, at least. And.
It's like those memes was like, what do Christians and emo people have in common? It's like both think death is gonna be awesome.
That's kind of morbid. I don't like that. But like,
it's kind of true though.
It is.
Speaking of death, what's
gosh.
your worst injury?
My worst injury?
Yeah.
Well, I know my personal worst injury came from when. Well, I guess you need a little bit of explanation to this. My first job. It wasn't actually at a fast food place like most people. I did electrical work. Like I was an assistant to a family friend. And one day he was like, hey, so my friend's house, he's a pastor. Or not my friend, his friend, his friend was a pastor and they lived in a pretty bad neighborhood. Like to the point where somebody threw a brick in their window on vacation and stole a TV and a bunch of stuff in their house. Like bad. Right? Oh. Yeah, so they threw it in like 3 windows. Like they broke in and just kind of smashed it afterward.
Oh, dang.
So I get there and he's like, okay, so today, Garrett, we are not doing electrical work. I was like, you invited me here on my electrical work job to replace windows.
As one does.
Yeah, I was like, okay, that's fair. He's like, yes. So, being 16-year-old me who has had 0 experience with broken glass. Whoops. Oh. You can I just shifted the mic down. Hold on. With having the 0 experience that I have with handling broken glass, I thought it was a smart idea to not grab the sharp part. I'm not that dumb. Like, I would grab the flat part. So, like, if it was at a spike, like a triangle.
And were you wearing gloves?
Yes, and that's why I didn't get seriously injured.
Okay.
Like, I got injured from what happened. So what I thought was, they have, it's not glue, but they have like a sealant.
Talking about like in between the panes or like
no, it's single pane.
Okay.
It's a single pane, like just a solid sheet of glass.
Okay.
But between the actual glass and the
seal,
the window seal, there's like a little bit of glue or something sticky to hold it there so it doesn't shake too bad.
Makes sense.
So to get the pieces that are attached to the edge, you have to kind of wiggle the glass back and forth. You see the problem here?
Yeah, that's
this worked on the shorter pieces. Yeah. Then the longer piece, when I grabbed it near to the edge instead of, dead center, what ended up happening is I shook the glass and I took it off It's not all of it. So I basically like took off 2/3 of the piece of glass that I wanted to take, and it created like a sharp spot. You can actually still see it, and it cut like a banana shape into my wrist, like just below where the glove was. But it would have. No. Yes, I am extremely emo, but if I hadn't been wearing gloves, it would have cut a straight line all the way from like. There's like a vein on your wrist right here. It would have cut straight across the vein all the way to my middle finger.
Very bad.
Oh yeah, it would have been. I probably would have died, like bled to death. So if I hadn't had my gloves on, my gloves curved the glass because like it caught on the rim of my glove and then like pulled my hand.
Yeah.
So it ended up cutting a banana shape, and my doctor, not my doctor, I literally drove to a random like Alberta doctor at 8 a.m, and he's like, "Dude, I just got here. Why you gotta be like this? Yeah, you know what, Dr. Bobo? Yeah, you heard me.
Why are you making my job so difficult?"
Yeah, I was like, you just got here. It's your job to fix me, please.
Please help.
So I get there with my wrist like covered in duct tape because that's clear. No, it was electrical tape. It was,
that's very on brand of you.
Yeah, it was bright red electrical tape wrapped around my wrist with a cloth, and he's like, you're one of those. I was like, what does that mean? It's like, I'm sorry, this is what I had to stop my bleeding. And he goes, don't worry, we have scissors for that. I was like, this happens that much? They have scissors for cutting tape in like doctor's office.
I think regular scissors will
No, it wasn't.
It wasn't?
It was special scissors.
Special scissors.
Yeah, I mean, you said serious.
Okay, I don't think they were tape scissors, though.
They're not called tape scissors, but I think they're like, they don't get sticky. That's what they're for. Like, you know, I mean, tape is sticky, obviously.
Right.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Makes sense.
So they had sticky scissors, I guess. And he was like, this is just for this. Or maybe he was trying to distract me from the fact that my arm was bleeding out. I mean, maybe it's a bit of both.
Keep you conscious with conversation.
Yeah, and I told the nurse, I was like, okay, so I'm kind of a wimp. I can watch other people bleed, but watching myself bleed is not fun for me.
Well, yeah.
Like, I almost passed out from looking at my arm, and I told the nurse lady, I was like, if I pass out, it's because I looked at my blood on my arm.
I could have a whole podcast episode talking about my brother. Well, a ton of people in my family have a history of passing out.
Really?
I've passed out a couple of times, and then talking about my dad's injuries. My dad has like a laundry list.
Oh yeah, your dad's a clumsy man.
Yeah, he's had like 10 surgeries.
10?
Not.
I thought you could only have like 6 before it's dangerous.
It's like he had surgery right when he came out of the womb. Like, that's why he has a huge scar on his stomach. He had eye surgery. He had knee surgery. He tore his bicep. He had hernia surgery.
This is a question. So, if I got a scar when I was a little kid, right? Mm-hmm. Would the scar grow with me?
His did.
Really?
Well, like his whole stomach. Like, if you look at his stomach, it's just like whole scar.
So, it looks like he got dissected like a frog, is what you're telling me.
Yeah, like his stomach is 2 loaves.
So he's got like abs built in, but it's like a scar.
Right. And his belly button is extremely weird.
Really? He's got like an in-outie? Like it's both?
No, it's like cut in half.
Half of it's an innie.
No.
I know what you're saying.
It just looks weird.
I get it. I'm follling. I'm just kind of, being
Next
funny.
time you see my dad, just be like, ask him to take his shirt off.
Be like, hey, Danny. No. That's not Danny. Be like, hey,
Daddy, edit that out.
Daddy, edit that out. Hey, Wesley's father, show me your belly button.
Show me the navel.
I hate that word. I hate when it's described that way. It's like when people were like, she wore a shirt that it's like she exposed her midriff. It's like, just say her yeah, say her belly or something. You gotta be like her midriff.
I thought it's midriff.
Is it? Yeah, I thought it was midriff.
I don't know.
Midriff.
Anyway, my worst injury story, because I only have one good one.
I hate this story so much.
Okay, it's a good story.
It's so painful to listen to.
I mean, okay. So to set the scene, I was in 5th grade, and my school had these giant computer carts, like several 100-pound, like metal frame, old school laptops. These boys were thick. Okay.
It's thick.
And like
how many C's?
Several hundred laptops. I mean, not laptop. Several 100 pounds. And me and this other kid who he's a bit on the crazy side.
A bit?
a lot.
This,
Okay. And we'll call him Derek.
hey, that's pretty accurate.
But this kid was a little bit crazy. So he was a grade below me, and me and him were told to take 2 of these computer carts and take them to the library, which is on the other side of the school. So we're kind of going, and we start like speeding up. And Derek decides, hey, I'm gonna sprint full speed with this bad boy. So he's running fast as he can, and then he hits the back of my leg, and like my foot and shin like meet, and it's like,
oh gosh,
and like I emit the loudest scream that has ever screamed.
Can you give me a reference? Nice.
But no, it was like just all the emotion in one scream. And like we didn't have to go get help because they heard. And this was like right before school got out too. So they have to like wheelchair me outside to my mom, and I'm just like and my mom's like, "What happened?" So
can you imagine coming outside, your child just broken in a wheelchair, and
just
you're
like,
like, oh
handing you their child to you in a wheelchair for the car rider line. Like, here he is.
Here's Wesley.
Okay, but then the next day, so after this happened, I'm hobbling on this foot. Like, this foot is not doing good for walking. Okay? Like, I'm hopping.
These feet ain't made for walking.
I'm hopping around on my good foot. And my mom's like, and I was going over to my friend's house the next day to spend the night. And my mom's like, you're not going over there unless you can walk. And so Wesley, being a genius, he says, I'm just going to force myself to walk on this foot. And so I do, and I manage to kind of walk. It's extremely painful. And when I go over to his house, and I'm like limping the whole like 2 days, one night that I'm there. And when I finally get back, I complain about it the rest of the weekend and get my dad to bring me to a doctor. And lo and behold, right when I get to the doctor, he's like, yeah, you need to be on crutches.
He's like, yeah, your foot's kind of messed up, boy. Was it like your standard Southern doctor? He's like, well, your foot's kind of messed up there, boy.
I just remember him being like, how do you feel about crutches?
That's a very like nice way to put it. He's not like, you're gonna be on crutches. What if I give you some crutches? Would you like those, little boy?
Yeah, it was an interesting experience. Yeah, Daddy edit that one.
Yeah, that could be taken out of context. I don't want a soundbite of me on the internet saying that.
Soundbite.
I mean, we're keeping it in. It's funny, but that could be taken out of context. Anyway,
I think that makes a pretty good first episode.
Yeah, I think we've hit a. So how do we
hit a lot of high points?
How do we end this off? Like,
I don't know.
This is how we're ending it off, folks.
I mean, we still got a ton of stories. We can talk about more nerd stuff next time. We did a lot of life stories this episode.
Yeah, I mean,
so I feel like more nerdy,
yes,
and/or anime stuff.
Nerdy or anime
would be a fitting episode 2.
Nerdime, if you will.
Because we covered a lot of the high points in life stories.
Yeah.
Although some more life stories I would think would be like my dad's injuries, and then my brother has some funny passing out stories.
Yeah, we actually both have dads that have gone through a lot of weird, like, painful life experiences.
That's true.
Yeah.
If we want to get deep, we can talk about like real life experiences. But I was thinking about injuries.
No, I meant injuries.
Yeah.
I said that like I was talking about something way deeper than.
We can.
Yeah.
But we have those stories too. We have deep stories.
Yeah, I mean,
meaningful philosophy.
Yeah, I mean, fun fact. My father is. I'm trying to come up with he was John Locke, actually. My father is John Locke. Yeah. He fought for freedom, property. The other one.
Just because somebody quotes a famous person on the internet doesn't mean it's true. Socrates said that.
Are you talking about Socrates?
Socrates, Bill and Ted.
What?
That's from Bill and Ted.
Wait, is it really?
Socrates, yeah.
No, they didn't make that joke up.
Yeah, they did.
No.
I'm pretty sure they did.
That's okay. You're telling me in the 2,000 years since Socrates, or however long it's been since Socrates was alive, that nobody has said Socrates before?
The people who popularized it
Okay.
is Bill and Ted.
Yeah.
Even though I've never watched Bill and Ted, I just know
Then how do you?
I know that from the Epic Rap Battles history.
Oh yeah, Wesley learns a lot of his historical facts from that.
Hey, if you like rap
And you like history, then we got a show for you.
VeggieTales.
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 VeggieTales. Sorry.
I feel like that should just be
Yep, that's it. That's how it. We're gonna end everyone singing VeggieTales. You see, we end it that way because we're all just a little bit off.
That's
So terrible.
Did you say parable?
Yes.
Yes,
The stories that Jesus told about
prodigal
lies.
son.
What? Oh yeah.
Prodigal son.
I thought you said prodigal.
What's your favorite parable?
The one about the servants and the money.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I actually really like that one.
Yeah.
It was the one that like buried the coin and he's like, I'll save it for master. You know.
Yes, because he's also Gollum.
But Gala doesn't talk like that. She went like,
Precious, save the coin for master.
you know. Well, that sounded more like a Zerg from like StarCraft, but that's not the point.
Anyway,
Yeah, that's that. This is.
I think we need to go ahead and cut off this
Yeah,
episode.
we're just
Yeah.
gonna keep going if we don't. We talk too much.
Yeah, but I think that was pretty good.
Well,
Let us know what you want to see in the comment section
section
below.
below. Please leave your messages after the beep.